Hi everybody, here we are for another Bard session here. We're gonna make another remastered tune. Let's go now. Boom. I don't know. That's just my mood right now. Hey, not a bad mood. But hi everybody, welcome to Sunday. Another MIDI Bard session, of course. I just realized how much that repeats. Let's try and pick something that was appropriate for the tune I'm making today. Yeah. Where's the other one? Yeah, why not? Anyway, as not apparent already, if you're reading the top of the thing here, I'm actually going to work on the first stage tune from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 on the NES, the Manhattan Project. Kind of came up yesterday while I was using it for the impromptu radio for Saints Row, and I was like, hey, I should look to see if there's MIDIs for this. And sure enough. There's two. I'm going to try to settle with this one, because this one I think does two loops. This may be a bad thinking tune later. Anyway. So, yeah, actually, I probably could play it. It'd be this tune we're doing work now. Yeah, Turtles 3. Good entry on the NES. Original for the NES, completely. Yeah, it's a good tune, which is why I want to do a MIDI of it. Alright, let's get us back to over here again. There it is. Alright, let's do our basics that we start off with, aka get all these off of the general default sound font. SPC. Then we go to audio, then sound fonts. Then we go to good fonts, then mid stones. Okay. So let's see what we're working with first here. I think volume will be alright. This is the one I want, right? Make sure. Turtles 3. Because the other one, yeah, I think so. Let's go, because this is the other one. Yeah, it's on. Yeah, compared to. Okay, just whatever the defaults that Don's Columbo's assigning this. Add sawtooths, I should have guessed. 2 bass lines. Why are they both doing that higher note? Right. We may have to do a bit of editing again. Well, I need to hear if the sawtooth does that high note too. Why do you have all 4 channels? Because it was kind of pitchy even in the original. Well, I say original, but I meant on the Sound Blaster. How did this originally sound? Why didn't Cool MIDI show up? There it is. Ah, no, no. Bad notes, too high. Nope, 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 nope. You're not just shrill out a note like that. Okay, let's put that back on real quick. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to edit this one to separate that out. It really just sounds like something like a trumpet should do or something. Why do they have all 4 channels do it? That is not making sense to me. Anyway, let's do our usual. Let's go. Wow. Okay. Oh, right. Gotta do this for all of you, so that fits in screen. All right. I think that would work as a separate instrument if I can just cut those out and put them on another channel. Just see them. Ta-da. Now how do I want to handle this? Let's see. Because if I just throw them on one... Is there a channel missing here? Or is it... Aha, okay. It's just mirrored notes on from the fret and slapless. Yeah, because they wanted the slap sound, but they wanted the filled out fretless. Which is why they did both. That makes sense. Not harping on them on for that. But that makes sense why I only saw 3. Sawtooth, sawtooth. So main melody, sawtooth, and then the harmony channels, then bassline. So it's a very simple track in terms of like channels we've got right now. I'm thinking, because first thought was just throw these notes onto a separate channel entirely and then delete them out of the ones they exist on. But if I have to pitch it down for the octave, which more than likely I'm going to, because that is way too high later. Where is that later? Because this is just a da-da, da-da. Is it these notes? That's what I want to find out. Scusa, pause, thank you. Those are the notes, but why? Trying to figure out, because it's not higher. What? Because if I'm gonna cut it out, I gotta find out what part of it is. Let's not hear. Actually, let's mute everything. No, what visible? Just mute everything except the main sawtooth here. So what's the other thing we're hearing then? The harmony? Is it being it was being hidden again. Really? They're on the same notes? And yet they did. This is why I'm like, why did they do it on the bass line too? Because they didn't do it there. They did it here, but they didn't do it over there. Weird. Hang on. Thinking again. Because now I'm wondering if I take this part out, is it going to sound wrong with another instrument coming in? Where's the main melody again? Visible. Or would that work as like a call and response? That's the question. Wait, hang on. Let me hear just the melody again, because I'm really trying to figure this out. Who's got what part of it? Because some of this is part of the main melody. Yeah. So this part seems to be just fine with the melody. It's this part up here. Okay. I think it'll be fine if we separate it out, because this comes in basically immediately. But now I'm wondering if I take it down an octave, how would it sound? Well, if you want to know how it sounds, then it's just time to do it. All right, let's get our background melodies on again. Wow. So don't do a wow counter, because how many times I've got to do that. It just calls out to me, just wow right with it. The woo is wowing, I don't know. Don't ask me to explain it, it's all turtles anyway. Or is it Foot Clan? In that case, it's robots. Check those dudes out. Dudes nuts, they're robots. Robots? Yeah, resist temptation now. Damn it! I even told myself, don't do it. I still did it. All right. Let's just go ahead and hide our things. Okay. Where's vertical movement only? All right. On E, move from E to E. Hey, Phoenix, welcome in. We're working on Turtles tune today. All right, let's hear how that sounds now that's... Here, let's put all the full everything back in. I'll back it up just a little bit here. I'm editing a MIDI because I don't like some of the choices that they made with it. So I'm trying to see what I need to do to... right now I'm testing to see if this one part should stay with the main melody. Yeah, because there's like the da-da, 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 da-da. And it's like they had all the instruments do this da-da part. And it's kind of high octave. I almost feel like that should be another instrument. Since it's already so busy with the main melody and harmony, that I feel like these upper notes should be able to be played by something else entirely. And then I can take them down an octave if they're too high. Or they might sound fine with a different instrument, but I can't make them a different instrument until I separate them. So there's this one part after... See, I instinctively, I want to go... I want to put that on the same instrument. But this one's like... And it doesn't sound right. But instinctively, I want to throw it into the same instrument. I want to keep it on it. Just humming it back to you. So that's why I'm testing it right now. I'm taking it down an octave, so it kind of puts it back into like the range of the rest of the notes. Because it was up an octave, and it just... kind of ear splitting, actually. Trying to have the sawtooth do that. So let's hear how it sounds when I've dropped it down an octave. That'll let me kind of figure out if I need to still separate to a different instrument or not. Because there's enough notes here that like it probably will be fine if I remove it. But if it really deserves to be with the same instrument, I want to keep it there. But that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Hey, Mifa. Feel free to lurk away.
Here is your rehydration solution.
Rehydration, you say? Well, cheers then.
You taste a small sip of the rehydration potion. Water seems to be the main and probably the only ingredient.
Thank you. We'll sip the wet the whistle as we start here. We are at the beach after all. Stay hydrated at the beach. All right, let's hear how that sounds. So it's down an octave. Still kind of sounds... Maybe I'll drop it down one more octave. All right, still on the selection. Down to E. E. See, now it looks like it's going to be... But what about these notes down here now? Because they seem kind of low. I think that's part of the harmony anyway. We'll find out. That doesn't quite sound right either. Do I have this too low? MIDI editor. Yeah, let me turn that up a little bit. Okay. What am I gonna do with you? Here's a test. Undo. Delete the notes. I just want to hear how it sounds without them. All right. Oh, that must have been the other change. I was gonna say, what else did I do? Hang on, before I do that, because I want the undo to be just what I just did. Audio everything. Now delete them. All right. Hear it again. To me, it sounds better without it on the main melody versus trying to slam it in with the main melody. So that to me is saying that will work fine as a separate instrument. And then we can tweak how that sounds later. All right, so we undo, bring those in. We're going to have to cut those onto a different instrument. Let's see. Tetris. Miva's always doing Tetris. Trying to think if there's like a term for rabbits that we could like what's the term for it? Yeah, since brain's wondering and thinking anyway. Get that turned back on. Alliteration, yeah. I was like something Tetris, titty, something Tetris. I don't know. I don't think there's any Benui words that start with T. Hell, I only got Lagomorph because of because of Max. Yeah, I ain't got none. All right, let's focus on this. Somebody else is creative that wants to come up with something. Go right ahead. All right, so now we got the problem of the bass. I don't think the bass should even have those notes at all. No, that's all right, Phoenix. You don't have to go that route. Unhide, just hide everything. See how ridiculous those notes are? I was like, where's the rest of the bass line? It's like, you're making a bass, do notes that are this high up. Why? Especially when you had the Sawtooth melody and harmony pieces doing those notes. Why? I don't think those notes should be there. I think we just straight up remove them and it won't matter. So let's go ahead and do that. Why? And we don't have to worry about these at all. Why would you make a bass line do that? Now it's only 4 channels, but still. 3 of the 4 channels are doing those notes. Why? Hold up. What would I do? Okay. Reason why I'm saying hang on. That's what I was wondering. I was like, were they trying to do a chord of some sort? That's why I was hanging on. No? Isn't Watership Down the one that's, that's the one that was like, looked like it was a, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that should be the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, the one that was like, it looked like it was lighthearted, but then it was actually really dark. Like, I heard it's good, but it's just like, If you're like, oh, look, it's a story for kids. Like, no. Unless I'm getting stories mixed up, but I think that's the one, though. Oh, is that what it was? Because I thought there was a cartoon version, well, animated version, I should say. Cartoon. Cartoon usually means shorter, but animation usually longer. Yeah, it's just one of those things, just like, oh, look what's on the cover. This must be for this. Well, if you read the synopsis, maybe you'd learn a thing or two. All right. We got the same note, just on another octave. Actually, is it 2 octaves? Yeah, 2 octaves difference. Oh. Whole thing about people making decisions without consulting with others. There's a reason why collaboration is such a big part of social culture. You know, we're creatures, want to be social. There's a reason why I identify with wolves so much. Wolves are social creatures. The lone wolf is a bad thing. A wolf may do okay by itself. Like, oh, that's a badass wolf. It's like, no, that wolf is not going to survive long. They need a pack. They're social. They are group animals. Humans are very much like that too. You're not going to survive very long on your own. At least not against bad odds that nature can throw at you sometimes. You need to have community, social, yes, group, together, ape strong, whatever you want to call it. Just doesn't hurt to consult with somebody, especially before you make a whole project like a whole animated film, you know? It's like, I'm going to spend all of this money and I'm just going to make all the assumptions. I don't have that one here, but...
Like fruitcake.
There you go for you. Like fruitcake. This is why I said this is bad thinking music. I'm just gonna hum along with it. Alright, how about this? Riddle me this, Batman. Let's just get these notes off onto a different instrument, and then I can decide what to do with these later. I have a feeling that I could just delete them without any problems, but I'd rather see what happens. I think what I'm gonna end up doing, get these notes out of there, put them on a separate channel. I'm gonna octave these down one because they're so high pitched. It's the reason why I don't think these are necessary is because they're so far removed from everything else that we already have these pitched notes, and we have its counterpart in the harmony already right here with both sawtooth channels. So I don't think we need these notes down here, but I'd hate to get rid of them and find out, oh, they added some warmth and depth, because I've done it myself where I have made sure like there's been an octave down or an octave up. It's like played together. Like even though it's the same notes, just not a different octave, the 2 octaves actually helped warm and fill it out. So I don't want to just say we don't need it. Especially since I'm seeing the different notes. If these were all identical notes, I would say, okay, we probably don't need it. But since we have harmony with a different note on these da-dats, then I think these could play a part in there. Or they might have an effect with the right instruments. So let's not delete those yet. So yeah, let's get them off this channel first, off of these other ones. Let's put them on a separate one. Number 5, why not? Tools. Paste the channel. 5, okay. All bases are gonna go on channel 5. Wow, damn it! Listen, if you want to keep your counter how many times I do that, feel free. I'm not going to. It's just a catchy little... It just kind of comes out at you. That was a struggle not to do it. Okay, I think that's all of them. Yep. All right. Well, we'll start with just a copy events, I guess. Paste. Now if we unhide. I was like, where the heck are they? They did not get moved to the right place. Why are you here? Oh, wait a minute. I'm looking at the actual slap base. Never mind. Let's say, what the heck's it doing down there? Yeah, but I gotta move them. Select all events from channel 5. Wow. I'm just going with it. I don't care. Sunhaven. That name is tickling the brain, but I cannot tell you why. Oh, looks like another farm sim-like. With an RPG twist. Like you've never experienced. At least that's what it says. Well, may you be ever blessed with more mana. Okay, and this should be... Looks like they're in the exact position that we need. No, actually, it looks like they're slightly behind. Let's fix that. Alright. First, we move them ridiculously out of the way. Now we move them exactly where we want to be. Now they look to be on target. Let's save our progress so far. Alright, now we can zoom that back out some. Okay, there we go. Okay, there's the rest. It was really confuzzling my brain. I'm just like, why the one note? I'm like, oh, there's the rest of them. Alright. So now we've got them safely copied to the other channel. Wait, the fretless bass didn't have those notes there, right? You know what? That's okay. We only need one copy of it. We don't need two instruments on it. So if this is playing into it, we only need one copy anyway. This is just them doing the doubled bass so that it has both sounds pronounced in the notes. But that's good. I thought to check that. All right, let's get the drums out of the way. We got our new copied one out of the way, correct? Yes, okay. Now let's delete them. the space is showing. Yep. Terminate that, turtles. Wow. Damn it. Normally I wouldn't care, but now I've become self-conscious that I just want to do it automatically. Blame the many, many years I have spent listening to this track. Know what to say about breaking the laws of chemistry. Actually, I don't think they give a shit. Go right ahead. It's the laws of alchemy that they usually have curses with, so... As long as it's just chemistry you're breaking, it's okay. But don't you yearn for the mines? Don't we all yearn for the mines? And then just like that, all of them are on a separate channel. Yay. Alright, now let's do our octave change. Wow. Alright, actually let's hide them all except that channel. Make it easier to select around them. But I mean, there was always underground levels, you know. I mean, I had, did I showcase on stream once? I think I did. I was just doing a random DOS showcase. Minor VGA. I was playing that on stream one time. Yeah, well, we've all been digging in mine. Hell, Crystal Caves that I played on stream. Definitely that. Maybe it's just us PC gamers. We're yearning for the mines. I didn't mean that. I mean, do this. Alright, from sea to sea. From sea to shining sea. Blue mine. Right? Because the problem is if it's so close, you can highlight it but not have moved it. So I'm making sure, because like, especially that C sharp there. It's a really different line, but they're so close like an actual lineup. So that may not actually take you to the right place. Which is why I was paying attention to like blue or light. Blue. Blue to blue. C to C. See, even this, because the C note is so big, it's on C sharp, but it looks like it's still highlighted on C. That's why I'm being really careful there. Okay. I gotta select these ones. I probably could have done those all in one go. That's alright. Wow. Let's get these down octave. Just had a thought. I might end up deleting that lower note after all. Because right here is just the one set notes from Melody and Harmony's channels. Which means that baseline channel may have actually been useless. Anyway, not worried about that now. Alright. Now let's take it from this one. ED. Wow. Maybe I got a little bias against Copper Sword because there's an adventure game called The Prophecy. But your main sword is Copper Sword. Game I will one day play. Just because I really like it. Alright, C to C. Wow. Wow. Dun, 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 dun. Iron Sword. You know, if you want an iron sword, I know who you need to talk to. You know. That's why I was laughing so much. For those who have never looked up, at least the United States, I don't know if it was all regions, Wizards and Warriors 2, Iron Sword. For whatever reason, they decided to put Fabio on the cover. So it's on the cartridge label and the box art. So you need an Iron Sword, talk to Fabio. Oh, video games, you're stupid and fun, and we love you. Alright, ED. Alright, everything should be on the right octaves now. At least where I want them to be. Wow. Alright, close that out. Let's rename that since we have... When? Let's call copy, just to differentiate it from the one that we have open in here. Even though I don't think I saved... Oh, I have saved. Never mind. Desktop, MIDI you want to record. Let's go copy. Oh, no, don't need to create one. Aha. Alright, well, I should probably put the instruments in there. I just really wanted to cut it off so I didn't do it again. Alright, again, I'll try to put this as like trumpets. Where are you, trumpets? Trumpets. There you are. We'll do just the rolling right now. All right. That. Yeah, it's a little too pronounced on that one. See, different instruments not so bad. Except there. Alright, so the lesson we've learned is the other set of notes need to come down. The other ones need to stay up an octave. Yeah, because down here... sounds better an octave up. But on the next come around here... that sounds like it needs to come down an octave. for simplicity's sake, I'll just pull the other one down an octave, because I don't want to put the other ones up an octave and leave that one, and then like have to transpose it down or something. I'd rather have the options to have to transpose it up. Wait, a minute. Let's test something out. See, that had to be an octave up, but I didn't listen to it as it is right now. I want to make sure it's going to be fine if I take it down an octave, because this is what it should be. And then down. These next notes are coming up. Are those too high still? Let's put it down an octave. Let's see what happens. Because I'm wondering what's going to happen when I change out instruments in experimentation. Because even though I said trumpets, that may not be exactly what we land on. So I want to have wiggle room. Those definitely need to be there. Let's put it down an octave. Let's hear it again at its standard octave. Let's see. Might need to leave that as where it is. Okay, so we probably need to pop the other one up an octave, but leave those higher notes alone, though. All right, that's what I wanted to test first. Figured do the test before we change it, so we're not going back and forth and having to rechange it again. All right, so we just want to see channels. We want to see, right, there you are. Is it because the channels are hidden? Yeah. There you are. So these need to come back up an octave. I'll do it from here, C to C. That makes sense. That kind of puts them in the same range there. Okay, we just need to grab these now. C to C. Something was bugging at me during that, though. Are there double notes here? Because when I copied and pasted from both... Let's see if we can find out here. No. No, doesn't seem like there is. Alright. Wow. Just wondering why it sounded like that, though. The bass notes are bugging me now. I think I'm gonna take them out now. What came from the bass line originally, because there's only the set. All right. No, I overwrote it. Dang it. Hang on. Oops, sorry, that was probably cut off. I keep forgetting because this. Why it always defaults to this size? I don't know. So I'm always used to seeing it like this, but I realized that the piano roll was a bit cut off for you. Sorry about that. What I was gonna say is I want to take a look. Save. We gotta close that. Where? Open the original back up. Channels. Get the slap bass. Yeah, we'll let the ads roll when they kind of come around. Basically just trying to figure this out right now. Still got a few minutes. Here, yeah, here. Because the bass lines aren't present at all. There is like a double note. But if there was, why didn't it let me... Why didn't it delete the one note that was on top of the other one? I think it's only one note there. I guess it's okay. But I think I'm sold on deleting what was the baseline's notes. You got a recent file? Yes, you do. That was not saving. Let's get rid of those other baseline notes. Hide them all except that one. Because if they're not present on the other one, then I think it's throwing off the balance here. I could be wrong. If I am, I am. Then it'll be easy enough to copy and paste another set from that one. Because it's just a copy of that top note otherwise. Alright. Let's get this open again. Wow. Pretty sure we didn't save anything in SimFont yet. But just in case, let's open up... Oh, we did. Oh. Open MIDI. Don't open the arrangement file this time. Wow. Don's Colombo, yes. No, I want to change instruments. save over the existing one. Yep. Okay, at least in terms of octaves, I think we're all okay there. All right, we're going to hit the ad break. I'm going to run to the restroom real quick. Grab yourself a drink or not if you need one, or take a little stretch or bathroom break yourself. We'll be back in 3. See you in a bit. Three, two, one, and we all should be back now. Okay, now it's time to hopefully really dive into this earnestly. Now that we've got the MIDI edited up for us and our purposes. I'm definitely not feeling the power. That's just too much. What if I just jump right into the Sonic Virus ones? Well, let's play a little bit. clear from the opening there. I gotta get those sawtooths out of here. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Let's just go ahead and jump to it. What was the intro with that? It's alright for right now. I don't know if that's on the settle on, but we gotta start working on the rest of this. Gotta get these sawtooths out of here. You know, just different. I'm not. Nah. Nah. Yeah. I'm trying to avoid the trumpets for right now, or the brass stabs and that, because I want to try to put that onto the higher notes there, potentially. You know what? For some reason, I'm feeling arachno right now. Zeros.5 shell, turn up power. Is this the harmony channel? Try starting to split them. No, they're too much of a pair. I can't really split it that much. And the question is, what do we pair them as? Yeah. No, for right now at least. That ain't half bad. Alright, now we gotta fix these bases. I'm going the wrong direction, that's why sound plants. Just for right now, just... Get that one up. Down a little bit. Now let's try this. I'm gonna go up on. No. If we're having so much space on this one, I'm thinking, because I really like having the staccato heaven doing the, but I don't know if it's the instrument for the rest of the main melody. So I'm wondering if I should cut those out onto a separate channel now too. Yeah, because it's a perfect instrument for that part there. I don't know if it's great for the rest of the melody, or at least we should be able to find something better. Back to thinking. Because I almost like the effect that it has at the end as well. I should say at the end, I guess. So this part, but then also right here. There's parts there that I like there as well. Hey, Gone Mad, welcome in, buddy. Oh, get you a... Yeah, old shout that old Gone Mad trying. So I know I've been peeking in while you've been doing the 007's Agent Under Fire playthrough. Yeah, I'm working on a Turtles MIDI remaster now. Trying to figure out the instrumentations. I already did an edit on this MIDI. I'm thinking separating out that one part, because the staccato heaven here sounds great on that. You know, it's perfect for that. But I don't think it works as a main melody, so I almost want to cut out that section. Not almost want to. I do want to cut out that section. Let's go back to our copy, open it up. Yeah, Turtles, of course, because, yeah. Big part of my childhood. It's easy to see it in here, because it's literally right there. You can see it. So easy for me to figure out and grab it and put it on a different track. What do I do about the end part here? I almost kind of like it here. Hey, yeah. See? Now you get to enjoy some of the follow emotes we got here. Including the Golden Sun medal for thanks for following. Wow. Because I like how it all comes together on these file notes here. Decisions. Because I don't want to keep coming back here and edit. Because every time I re-edit the MIDI, I've got to go back and redo anything I changed in here in SimFont. Which is why I'm mulling this over carefully. Because I don't want to waste time. Alright, so what we'll do, let's get these parts cut out for Staccato Heaven, and then just kind of let it be what it's going to be from there. Because maybe it'll be overblown, and I won't want to use it there. So let's go with what I know I want for certain, and then we can figure out the rest later. So far, we haven't done a lot of changes in SimFont. The only thing I've done is just re-equalize the second bass line to so the plucking, the slap bass of it comes out more than the bass line. So we haven't done a lot that we can't redo quickly. All right, so let's do that. Channel 6. Tools, no. Edits, paste options. Channel 6. You know what, while I'm in here, I might as well change this. Dun, 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 dun. No, I think it's brass section 1. Okay, just want to make sure I didn't change. So hopefully I shouldn't have to change that again. Channel 6. I don't know what Staccato Heaven would be. Let's leave this piano for right now then. If I don't know. Oh, I still have it open. You are considered. Are you an ex? It might be an extra. No, it's 88. Let's see. Maybe Maybe I can. Yeah, welcome to what I do on Sundays. I take an existing MIDI and I decide to see what I can do to upgrade it. Chiffon? How many is that? Because I can see we're 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, square wave. Setting the first one of those ones. So it should be Chiffon as the instrument. Yeah. Yeah, don't usually go too much into editing the MIDI itself. I try to let the MIDI be what it's going to be, to let the composer's original work kind of speak for itself. But in this case, there have just been some decisions that I was really scratching my head about. So I'm doing some fine-tuning changes myself here. All right. Okay, just got those. Those. All right, those are the only notes we've got. All right, cool, good. Wait, just to make certain. Certain? Sure and certain. Certain. Okay. I knew I was going to grab that one. Here, let's make it easy on ourselves. Make some more room. Wow. Okay. Got those two sections grabbed. Copy. Make sure it's on. Yes, it is. Paste. Did it actually put it in the right place? Let's find out. No, it did not. Where the frick did it put it then? Of course, at the beginning of the track. Because that's where the cursor was. Hang on. Let's undo the paste. All right. Let's at least get it in the actual relative area, so I don't have to drag it halfway through the tune. I gotta do this one more time for the second loop, right? All right. Paste events. Now this time. Did you still put it at the beginning? Wait, no, hang on, it's hidden. There we go, okay. I think it's ever so slightly off, so let's fix that. Zoom it in. Actually, I probably could have done this in one go. That's alright. Alright. First, only horizontal movement. Let's get it really off base. So too far. Now it's lined up. Because this program doesn't like it if you fine tune too much. Apologize for some flashing here. I'm just trying to make sure it's lined up. That looks lined up to me. Well, that's one. Wow. Okay. Oops. I thought I had the other one. That's why you double check as you go. Alright. Now that those are there. Horizontal movements. Ah, darn, slightly off. It's still slightly off. Part that's throwing me off is the lineup, the vertical lines that you see lining up. I'm not trying to line it up with that. I'm trying to line it up with the note. No, you can really see it on those ones. All right, well, now I'll try to use that one to line it up with. See, if you try to move it just a little bit, since I still really want you to do it. Which is why I gotta move it a lot more. Hey, come on. Really gonna make me do this far in? Why do you seem like these aren't lining up? Yeah, that's weird. I copied and pasted directly from that channel, and yet looks like some of the fronts of the notes and the backs of the notes aren't lining up. Why are they different? That's weird. Ah, no worries, Con Man. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Always appreciate it. Have yourself a good rest. There's always the VOD if you want to see the rest of this process. I guess I'll just leave it like that then, because I see fronts and backs, so I'm just like, you know what? It's somewhere in the middle then. That's appropriate. Cheers, Con Man. Have a good rest, buddy. Dancing turtle. Of course it's appropriate. Alright, again, because it is somewhere in the middle. Good enough for who it's for. Yeah, that's just so weird. There, we're rolling with it. Alright, where's the other set? And it's over here, okay. Paste the events. I didn't put it there. I didn't select where I want it. Right there. And I gotta select them again. Try and line up with the start of that note so I don't have to move anything. Alright, edit, copy. Alright, paste it. It's going to be over here. Alright, they're all still highlighted, so let's see if I can do that slight fine tune here. Okay, I think that's good enough. Better than it was before, at least, I think. Why it lines up, I don't know. Call it a difference in MIDI editing and creation programs. Alright, time to delete it out of the sawtooth now. And that will complete our move to the other channel. So now I can use Staccato Heaven exclusively on that channel and get the exact pattern of notes we want. See, that's going to fill in right there. And I won't worry about the other thing until later. If we even need to do anything with that. Because again, it's going to fill in there. Now we need to go back over here. To the left, to the left. There we go. Save, and let's get back to the other one. Let's reload, yes. I should have really paid attention when I saved it to before. Let's just make everything. Let's just do our process normal. Should be able to remember close to what we had before. Okay, and then the basses were, of course, our separate bass sound fonts. Spectrasonics. Just do that because I don't want this getting confused. All right, the fretless was Valley. If not, I'll figure that one out. But might have been frettles something. Because this one was definitely all thumbs. Might have been hollow fretless or something. We got transpose those up because that one's just a octave down. Otherwise, that's sound fonts. All right, yep. This we need on. Nope. Good. Wasn't shift. It's all right. Yeah, as in the extended profile looks like. Sky to Heaven. This over to not as good. Wow. Dun, dun, dun. Try some drums first. I don't think that was it, but all right. Let's get back to this here. Maybe with some drums to start with. See, we get to keep that staccato heaven part there. We gotta get the bass out of that. That's lucky. Save the profile. At least we haven't put a different equalizer in there since then. A bit too muted. Kind of like the fullness of it, but nah. Nah, too much one's down. Ooh, hold up. I don't know if it'll work. Where? Might be in here, yeah. Wonder if like a good old orchestra kind of hit. I'm gonna have to pitch that down, I'm sure. Let's try that. Still not sold on that, but for right now. That's just a standard orchestra hit. Actually, I might need to go up an octave. Problem is this note's probably way too high. Still something loud in there. I could probably adjust in the MIDI event stuff I have to. Kind of like, because especially Turtle soundtrack, they do love to use the orchestra hit with that one. So it kind of goes along with it. Yeah, but that higher doesn't really have a presence. Let's get some reverb to fatten it out a bit. And large clear hall. Still want to have a presence, but let's, yeah, try something like that. See, now kind of hangs in there a little bit longer. Fix that. I think the double note's still in there, just it wouldn't let me select the individual ones in the MIDI edit. I like the idea, though. For some reason, it needs to pan that a little bit. Okay. You gotta get a different drum kit now. Definitely for sure now. All right, let's roll through them. Let's get out of these ones. We need a more standardized kit. Oh, yeah, get that volume back down. Yeah, see, the more snare, like snare and that in there. Let's keep that in there for right now. Sounds good up there, but just for testing's sake, let's put the staccato heaven down an octave to see how it goes. Trying to bring everything into a specific range. Not sold on that kit particular, but closer in sound to what we need. I don't know, I think I still like it on the octave up. Or the octave it's supposed to be at, not an octave down. Yeah, find a different kit. That's bothering me. to wait for that to go. Still gotta find a right kit though. Not slam set yet. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Let's look at those notes. No, hang on, since Morello is in silence. Alright, let's see if I can figure it out by looking at this. Alright, two separate notes. Now, if I were a smartawoo, I'd play the song, find out where it is in the song, then go back to it. Let's try to be a smartawoo. These ones here are fine. Oh, thanks, Phoenix. Here. 4-1. Alright, stop. 41-1. Here. 41. You don't, yeah. Going into 41. Final bar, beat of a bar 40. Okay, I think I know what I'm looking for here. So let's try zeroing you out. Well, as much as it lets me. Only one. Yeah, because there's a doubled note there. That's just the same note. We don't need the same note playing. All right, let's see how that sounds first. Easy to redo if we need to, because we'll just look for the one. Yeah, no, it's not doing that extra hard. Well, I could have done easy compare and contrast. Let me just fast forward. Yeah. Okay, so now we know how to fix that. So let's go ahead and fix that on the next set then. Let's see, it starts on D7, D7. Yeah, next pair of D7s. That way we get consistent volume. Alrighty, there we go. Oop, pause. Alright, let's search for more drums. I'll try that up an octave. It's too high for it. Can't hit the highest note on there. Never mind. Those drums almost work. Something's still not kicking right with my ear. In my ear, I should say. I almost can't hear the kick on it. Can I fix that with bumping up the bass on it? Let's see. It's almost got a little too much reverb, but nah, if I try to, never mind. Yeah, let's try something different. Thought you were Cheddar Plimpton. So that works for other Turtles tunes. Now that note there just completely killed. Try something else. It's getting closer to what I'm looking for. Still a part of that kit that's not coming through. I really want all of this to shine. Let's try the Phoenix one then. In a way. Name of the sound font is Phoenix GSGM2. So, you sort of heard your name. Okay, let's hear that beginning again, because... See, like, one of those, like, toms or something does not exist in some of the other kits. Or it's such a, yeah. Foxtrot. It's not fitting too bad. Again, it's still closer to what I'm looking for. This doesn't have a slam kit. And room kit's too little. Let's see about something here. Yeah, I think those adjustments help it and give it a little bass on those toms. So, just a little, not enough oomph to them. All right, next ad break is about to start, so I think that's about as good a time to pause, stretch, and think about what we're doing here. For those who are going to be hit with the ad, don't worry. Not going to be making some progress, just going to have a sit and think here. Gotta put back on the old Turtles tune here. So I'll see y'all in 3 minutes. We stretch. Because even a good woo has to stretch once in a while. Can't forget this stretch.
Here is your rehydration solution.
Oh, thank you, Beaver. Yep, good time to get good old proper regular water here. You don't have to answer because you're lurking and doing other things. Are those actually easier to find now? Now they're channel points? That was the whole goal and point, is that one of those to be easily accessible. What am I looking at? I'm looking in the wrong place.
You take a drink of the cool water.
Not rock and
Tastes
roll!
like wild strawberry.
Well, now everybody's having all the fun. I take that as a yes. These are easier to find. Other convenience instead of having to type out the different things. I'm glad somebody got it. I'm like, how many people are gonna know it's from the Black Knight pinball table? Isn't that one of my rarer ones too? I gotta look that up. Hang on. Let's see. Groups. Dr. Light. No, okay, it's standard. Oh, the other Black Knight one's the rare one. Okay, there we go. Right. Right. Oh, that was all on screen. Forgot. Well, you got a little sneak peek behind the scenes, I guess. Wasn't anything incriminating on there. Yep, those are powered by Trigger Fire. Works pretty well. And lines up, is able to add it into the channel points really easy, so. Looks like we got our ad people back, so welcome back. Yep, we were just, I was gonna say chewing the fat, but I was like, then I was trying to turn it into something that was relevant to what was happening there. I don't know. We're chewing the channel points, I guess.
Here is your rehydration solution.
Alright, I'll take another one.
That was just a sip, though.
Yep, I mean, they're there. Okay. Alright, so now we've kind of add some more bass to that one. I kind of like that kit. Not sure if that's going to be all I'll be doing a tweaking at that. I'm going to try the impact version of the impact hit version here real quick. I think I got to put that down 1 octave though. Oh, the song's from Turtles 3 on the NES. Hey! That's a good entry. Yes, Tom's had a little bit more behind it. You know what? One thing I'm gonna try there. I'm gonna try, because there's a lower note that was with that first set. I'm gonna try to lower that one down because I think its presence is too loud. Let's get that back on. Yeah, so this is from Turtles 3 on the NES. This is stage 1's music. Turtles were relaxing on the beach, and then Shredder decided to do Shredder things. I forget the act. It's been so long since I played that. Actually, I forget the original story. So the foot soldiers attack on the beach. So you're fighting on the beach. That's why we're shell searching at the seashore. Turtle shells. Because I had played that that tune as part of the music during Saints Row, and then what the sea turtle caught last night during the fishing last night, I was like, you know what? I think that's the sign that I'm supposed to work on this one here. All right. Yeah, let's get that velocity down to maybe 30. I don't even know if we need that note anymore because we're on an orchestra hit, since that's got its own kind of chord as it is. Fifth chord, whatever. I forget what that's actually considered. Oops, I forgot to hit apply. Oh, that's why I made sure to say it's slower. Shell searching at the seashore. Because if I try to say, I can't even start it without trying to speed it on, speed it up. Shell searching at the seashore. There we go. Sort of. That took a few false stops and landing flat on your face. Could I do it again? No. I'm not too proud to admit that. Because this lower tone's actually coming in real strong anyway. I'm on the right one, right? Yeah, Simfres. Say that note is used a lot, actually. All right, let's hear how it is with the first half. Then we can kind of compare and contrast it there. I think the impact hit actually does work better than the standard orchestra hit. I'm going to try it down an octave as well. Actually, it might be fine with the standard octave. Before I do... do a little more back and forth on the octave, just to make sure. More about these notes here on the lower octave, though. Yeah, it almost seems like those are too high. Why do those sound so lower? So I realized on the second part through, like that second half should have all been at the same volume, which is kind of mute why I was changing the volume on that. Hang on, I do gotta compare that. Here, let me get my thought out. So while I was forgetting that the second half had the standard volume that we hadn't adjusted yet, I was trying to adjust the impact hit. But then I noticed that the last notes that we did that took out the double note on, that sounded significantly quieter. So I want to see how it is in the part that we did adjust. Comparatively. I'm really thinking we don't need that lower note anymore. Because now that the orchestra hit's kind of filling that section out. Okay, let's make that change now. Worst case scenario, just come back in here and change it again. Wow! I think that'll help with some of the... What's making me kind of go back and forth on that octave is that because that lower note's there, I kind of want to put it an octave up so that lower note isn't too low. But I think the upper note, the G7 that's listed there, works fine on that lower octave. And then the part later, I think, sounds better on the lower octave. So if we, yeah, because the one where where the double note section was at, I think that sounds better on that lower octave on the impact hit. All right, so we'll just change them all. Oh, that's probably the other one. Yeah, there's our time jump. A nice time jump. Wow. It's just so weird to think about, like, there really wasn't like an agreed upon like turtles sound yet. So they're just like, all right, we're just gonna make a soundtrack for this. I mean, luckily it was Konami. But yeah, like... Or everybody agreed on, like, the heroes on a half shell and everything like that. But the originality they created for that game. Alright. Save that. Alright, let's give that all here now. Okay, I'll admit I wasn't paying the most amount of attention because I was distracted. Let me hear that again. Yeah, I think that works out better. Because the impact hits many, being an orchestra hit alternative, it's hitting multiple notes already. So, like, trying to chord off of something that's already hitting multiple notes, I think it just was detriment. I think that sounds pretty good for that. Let's see. Oh, for sure. Like, it's hindsight giggles are, it's fun to go back and be like, oh, look how simple and silly we all were. But that never cheapens the memories, that we kind of had of those times. Because good, bad, questionable, whatever, poor kids kind of did a whole bunch of stuff. But at the same time, it's like, how many of these things brought us into other fandoms or brought other people together? So, yeah, just say like, oh, they did nothing. It's like, no, they still did something. So it's good to still cherish the memories. Alright, I'm almost there, except I'm still not sold on this being the main instrument. Now that I've gotten the idea of the brass out of that section, those higher notes, I am going to go full testing. On standard brass. Now I think retro consoles kind of fit in there. The sound of everything else going. I'm right there with you, Phoenix. I feel the same way. Oh, these weekends are too short. Okay. Yeah, I'll say it. I'll try that out. See how that sounds. Fast forward it. I didn't consider playing with that some more. Eh. Maybe a little volume, but yeah. Okay, back to the leads. Let's keep all that stuff for right now. Let's try. Where are you? Come on, brain. Oh, come on. Industrial Dance PC. Okay, I'm gonna try something. Put something in there for right now. Not sure if these are gonna be too loud, so get their volumes down. I wonder if I should split it between two different guitars. Because something is kind of tickling good there. Tickle good? I don't know. Maybe something that's kind of similar sound, if not that. I think they sound a bit too pitchy, but if I take it down an octave, I think the low notes are going to be too low. Oh, it's not working. Wait, what? Oh. Also, I'm like, wait a minute, something changed there. It's that I want. Nah. Just something's not just like, again, I'm just worried how pitchy. It's like part of it works as a concept, but s- something's just not clicking to finish it off here. Don't remember what I need to do for this, so we're just gonna play with that a little bit. Nah, I'm not going with that. I don't know. I thought they could the drum part there, but as soon as the staccato heaven comes in, it's just like, no. I really like the staccato heaven. I'm not sure what I would really replace that with, so I guess we're not going with that after all then. It's like, for some reason the clean guitar sounds good. Definitely not the jazz. No, splitting their octave doesn't work either direction. I don't think that's going to handle all the notes. That ain't working. Again, it's that wide range. Okay, it's about to stop. So I'm not talking over it. If this had been like, there had been like an actual assigned electric guitar parts, because the that works part. That part works nice for a guitar, but it's like when you have to jump octave to the other part, almost feels like another instrument should really take over. And we don't have that. And I'm not splitting this on something that is only a feeling versus something that I really want to happen. So let's get away from the guitars. Let's get back to, I don't know. It's really difficult to find something that I like on this melody here. Because it goes high and low to such degrees that that's what's making this a pain, to try to find an instrument that sounds great at both extremes there. Put on the brass stab again for right now, but said it's not too down an octave yet. It was for the electric guitar. Yeah, program's getting angry. How about we give it a nice close and reopen? All right. Not enough oomph to it. Come on, hang in there. Nah. You know what? That was... Unless it's somebody else's organ that works. That was a thing that I had, like, kind of thought to try a little bit earlier when I was splitting away the staccato heaven. And I forgot to go back to try it. I don't know. Because I don't think, No, that's gonna be too extreme for her. Nah. So I'm leaning towards the synthetic, just again, those two extremes. Because there could be instruments that would work if they were part of the pieces were separated. But I'm not going that far with this. Because honestly, I have no idea, like, what pieces I would give to what. So there's... It's not like when I had the Staccato Heaven part, like, those... Yeah, that said easily to me that I need to separate that out on its own thing. And I do not regret that. But trying to really piece out this melody to other instruments, I have no idea which direction I'd even go with that, so... I was kind of hoping there'd be something to make me go, that's it, that's the one! But so far, I really haven't. Hmm. That's not too bad. Back to thinking here. Because now that I have this in here, what if there's something else that can work instead of Staccato Heaven? I know, after I just got done defending the Staccato Heaven. Because right now I want to experiment. Because if it isn't the staccato heaven that we do, what about like a nylon atmosphere? Yeah, here. Because my thought process is like the polysynth has already kind of got that held bright sound. Not that there won't be some of that in the nylon atmosphere, but maybe I'm trying to see about like maybe taking a notch out of that part so that we're not overloaded by it. No, that sounds like it's 2 octave high. Yeah, it does seem a bit too pitchy otherwise. I'm going to leave it down on the octave to see how it goes while we're kind of messing up everything else here. Yeah, I think I kind of like having this kind of having down octave, because basically it kind of goes da, 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 da. Then the main instrument comes back in, ba ba. You know, it allows the main melody instrument to shine again by being the top note of that. You know, like going up a hill, and then it's just like the triumphant is with the main melody instead of a background element. Keep that. I don't know. Let's have one listen, then I'll let the ad roll, and then I'm about to do some thinking here. I think I still like the polysynth better. Yeah, we're gonna let the ads roll. I'll get up and stretch, kind of think about this, and then I don't know. See, maybe after the break, come back to it. Maybe I'll think of something, or maybe something will come to me, or maybe I'll just be happy with it. But we'll see. Let's go ahead and do our 3 minutes of ads. So, be back in 3 minutes. All right, and we are back. All right. Have I said all right enough? Let's pause and let's go ahead and hear this out. I did like how much more full the polysynth was versus like the brass stabs of the other one. So let's give this a fresh listen. Okay, so my thoughts. I think this is pretty good. Still, here, look at the. I still feel like this should have been more instruments to help break down the instruments that shine in the high range and the ones that shine in the lower range. Oh, there might even be 3 different sets of instruments here. High, mid, and low. Because at the end there... Like, it really does feel like something else could be in there instead. Like, I like what I've done with the MIDI so far. I don't know that I would really change anything. Because from the earlier experimentation, like with the drums, for instance, trying to go off non-standard sounding drums, the way that the instrumentation is, it really calls for standard drum sound.
Here is your rehydration solution.
Thanks, Mifa. Get to the other bottle. All right. All right. Thank you. So yeah, like the non-standard drums don't pop with the way that the drum track is. So we kind of have to go with a more standardized set, which is why I was looking so much into this power drum set, so that those, you know, rockin' hits really come across, so they don't get lost in some other different drum sounds. So I know changing nothing there won't mean anything. The synth brass section that I separated out, the higher notes, the real high notes, I don't think anything would change if I got away from the impact hit. I mean, I can change the tone slightly if I go back to the orchestra hit, but I like how the impact hit's coming out, so nothing really changed there. Bass lines are fine. Just really that main melody and harmony, they put so much into just the sawtooth. And that's a MIDI thing. Like, I realize that, like, some people are trying to make it kind of sound similar, but updated to, like, the original NES version. So I kind of get why people use those instruments at times. You know what might help me? If I listen to the original again. Let's hear it as it was intended. Well, as what Windows would intend it for you anyway. Now we go to what I did. Trying to let that shine a little bit more. I mean, it's not bad. Well, maybe I just beat myself too much on this. I think I need to go back to the all thumbs again. Yeah, all thumbs is definitely better in that last section. The other ones get some weird extra loud pops. All right, let's hear the new volume adjustments. No, I think we're pretty good here. Pet Roomba. Well, we gave its engine a turbocharge. All right. You know what? Try with that little bit of adjustments. Oh, it's one of those kind of midis. Yeah, it doesn't save the change unless it happens mid-thing. I don't know why that happens with certain midis. Some midis I can adjust the hand position, no problem. I don't know if it's like something in the MIDI program, like the initial start on it. But yeah, it doesn't save the panning channel changes, so reset all. Yeah. Oh well, it was an experiment. try that down an octave on the impact hit. I think that screws up the set of notes afterwards, but let me try it. Yeah. Plus, I wasn't a fan of it because it kind of drifts the impact hit into the rest of the polysynth notes there, and I was like, I want it to stand out. That's the point. It is supposed to kind of be there, not just blend in. All right, I guess final listen? Question mark? All right. I think that is going to do it for that song. Because, I mean, I tried different directions on what this could be. And again, with the note patterns, like how high and low it goes, we need something synthetic that's going to sound good in high and low. And this polysynth seems to be working out pretty well. Don't think there's going to be anything else we can really find besides that. All right, well, let's take our journey from original to MIDI to this and hear how it all went. Let's see first. Not gonna lie, I kind of want to get that hay and put it in there. Something kind of came to mind for me. Not about changing my tune, but did TVs all hear this? I mean, presumably they would have programmed it for the average, consumer sound system, but just thinking some of those higher pitch notes. Did they come through on a normal TV speaker? Anyway,